Yes.
Do we be doing the live-in? Can you be hearing the sounding?
I hear the crickets.
You hear the crickets?
Okay, now I hear us.
Okay.
Because we were muted.
Yes. We may have been muted.
Yes.
We may have been muted.
Iskandar says he's currently sipping coffee at the mall.
At the mall.
At the mall.
At the mall.
But he's not sipping no tea.
See, I'm the one who gives the jokes, and then usually I say something along the lines of something like Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Weekly WAYPN. What is this? I'm Karl.
Extra flavor.
I'm Karl.
And I'm Sunny.
AKA
Henry and Sangita.
I think I'm about to sneeze.
No, are you now?
Yeah.
Well done.
Did I?
You did. You were muted.
Okay, great.
Time. Well done.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I was worried that I muted just me. Never mind.
I know what you were saying. Anyhow,
read the words, woman. Read the words.
We've got Friday morning whips. I sprayed beef. Yeah, beef. I'm calling it beef. With a few layers of alizarin crimson to give a nice starting point for the skin. During the review... Review stream. Because that's what he said. Review stream. I spent a bit more time trying to come to grips with the ultra acryl paints by staring in... What? I read this ahead of time. I don't know why I am stuffing up so much.
Alright. Yeah.
Words. Anyway, so it's looking very nice. I quite enjoy the...
You enjoy beef?
Yeah, beef or beef. He's looking quite nice.
Okay.
I think this is beef. I don't know who this guy is.
Alright. Morning Crim, morning Ellie, morning Rumble. Except it's not morning.
It's evening.
Yeah, listen, if you want to be WAYPN, you've got to live backward like us.
Yeah.
Morning, Jack.
Yeah. Okay, I think the man dude is great.
Oh.
But I think the hair needs a bit of work. But maybe he fixes that later on.
Yeah. Well, listen, Crim, there's something very important. If you come on in the near future, you can rag on us.
Maybe you'll get some chocolates.
What? Are you high?
No.
We're moving on to the next piece.
Right.
Use your words.
Right.
And see, Iskander actually loves us because he says his own words.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than, from his thing. Like,
oh, yeah.
There is
somebody... a share, I believe.
It is a share.
But he adds his own words.
Yeah, which is why it's allowed. Because,
allowed.
some of the times people share.
Right.
But they don't actually say words.
I love Vallejo Game Color paints, but I struggle with their canned primer and matte varnish, which is funny you say that because we actually love their canned primer.
Yeah.
My paint job keep peeling off because the primer and the varnish is too wet. It actually flowed down and pooled. Luckily, this is my own figurine and not a commissioned job. Oh, I didn't paint the big tattoo cross on his back due to religious reasons. Now, with the primer... Singapore and Malaysia are very, very high humidity places, right? So it could be due to the high humidity that has happened. We experience a bit more dry weather overall. So
no, I'd say we're very humid the majority of the time.
No,
here,
no.
Yes. But that's some great OSL work. The way,
I know.
like that he's done it with his particular form of shading because it's very sort of cell shade.
But there's also the airbrush, which is so interesting.
Well, see, I think like here, like the way that he's done the sort of cell
shading.
Yeah, cell shading. Alright. But yeah, I think like that's really good the way that he's done it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Because like you've got a combination, like you said, of that sort of traditional style, and then of the cell shade.
Yeah. You know, in comic book arts, could you zoom into that OSL on the skin if you're able?
I'm as zoomed in as I can be on this one.
If we were coloring such a comic book artwork in the digital software, some of the times you will see that they will actually draw, like with the lasso tool, they'll draw the shape. Like, could I borrow the mouse real quickly?
Oh, okay.
So, like, basically what you've done here, right? They'll use the mouse or the pen, whatever it is, to draw all these parts with the lasso tool, and they will actually use a gradient tool in it to create almost like that hard edge going off into a soft edge, but still it's all within still that shape, right? And it almost looks like you've recreated that effect right here. Like it's going from that yellow going into that flesh tone, but I think you've made another color here just to give the illusion of that fade, which is actually real smart and very, very clever little thing that you've done there. So I like that. I like this piece. Is really, I think, some of your best work with this type of model and style, because it's a very particular thing that you're doing here, like all these anime stuff. You're doing it in an anime style, and I think this is some of your best stuff.
And as a fellow commissioner, there's something that I would look into, right? So the big thing is that when you're a commissioner, none of your pieces are truly your own, because every single thing you do is actually a advertisement. So just remember that, because like you put your little logo here and all of that sort of thing, so it is an advertisement. And yeah, like that's something to keep in mind. Because
everything you do is part of your portfolio, even the stuff that you do casually. So long as you put your logo on it, it's part of your portfolio. If you don't put your logo on it, then it's like very casual, like, oh yeah, I'm painting for myself, so I don't really care, kind of thing. So that's just something to keep in mind, because anytime you're posting something on social media and you brand yourself, it's going to be viewed as a branded item, right? Like, this is part of my portfolio.
And and to keep that in mind, now, not having a go at any of your religious decisions or anything like that, just remember that every single time that you deviate from source material, people will question why you do that, right? And see, like, the thing is with the back here, right? That would give you an opportunity to show how you can do that sort of stuff, like
a freehand or something.
Well, not just the freehand, but the freehand with the tattoo being lit and such.
Oh, does it light up? Does the tattoo light up?
No, I'm saying because the tattoo would be being hit by this, right?
Yeah, so it's just like an additional skill that you would be showcasing, but if you did that.
So just so long as you put your logo on there, right, it's not truly your own, right? Because it's a part of your portfolio, as Sunny says, right?
I'm just going to read all these comments.
Coming
in. Okay, so yep, it's 3 a.m. for L. Yes, live backwards, down is up is down under.
Yeah.
Just doing a sneaky penguin. Well done, penguin. Oh wait, no, cream. Sorry. Port. I don't know what this is.
That's the name of the character.
All right. Okay. Nice. Yeah, could be. It's been raining daily here. Then that would definitely add to that. I really like the OSL. Thank you. Oh yeah, missing the back tattoo. That's right. Yep, I do put my works on NTO, my portfolio, in Kara.
I'm guessing that's somewhere where he advertises.
I think Kara is short for carousel.
Maybe.
I don't know. Or maybe it's a different platform. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's an incomplete sentence.
I really wanted to do the back
tattoo, but I can't bring myself to do it. Fair enough.
Hey, Kit.
Howdy, y'all. Yeah, hey, Kit.
Yeah, no, so like the thing is, like I said, if you put your logo on it, just remember, right? So that's something that you have to keep in mind, right?
Yeah.
All right. So next up we have
got Kit.
Yep.
Kara is another platform, especially for... we should probably look into it. Is it only like Southeast Asia? Because there's a lot of like Southeast Asia specific platforms. Anyhow, the ultra acrylic steel used on the rebar really pops, and that's after a wash of diluted iron oxide black. I should probably hit it with some rust effect to make it more realistic, but I kind of like the way it pops. Now look, it's all. No, I lost my words. Okay, sometimes it's about story and concept. Other times it's about artistic liberties. And other times it's for contrast. If you want the contrast, the rust might actually look very nice. If you feel that it pops by itself, it could work as is, right? It all sometimes comes down to preferences. And you're not particularly doing this for like someone else. I think this can work by itself if you feel like you want to keep it that way. I think it does have a good amount of contrast that you can see the grid, but it's not taking away from the model. That's the most important part. Your base should complement the model, but not be the focus of the model. What do you think, honey?
So my thoughts are, it's always a bit harder to comment when things aren't quite complete. The issue that I think when I come to see all of this, right, what I'm thinking about is bringing them into the world. So, okay, if this is meant to be iron or whatever it's meant to be, right, when I take a look at it, what I'm thinking about is powders, like pigment powder, that sort of thing, bringing them into this little world, because currently they're very separate from it, and like that's what I'm looking at.
Oh, Decimus is here. That's right. Okay, welcome.
So when I take a look at this, I like, if this is meant to be concrete, it doesn't feel like concrete, because this is quite a neutral grey concrete, whereas concrete is actually a warm grey. Yeah. Because if you take a look, like a very popular colour for craft paint is called concrete grey, and it's actually like a warm light grey. Yeah,
so like this grey here, if you're able to just bring up this particular picture.
Okay.
Yeah. So the grey that you've used to highlight it, the base is like that but lighter. So it's not the grey that you've used to shadow. That's a more cool tone grey, because you can see the blues in it. So the warm greys have a bit more yellows in it, and it's basically that very top highlight color but way brighter. That will be concrete grey.
Yeah. As for adding rust, I think like 6 one way, half a dozen the other.
Yeah. Like if it contrasts well enough as is, then it works, right?
Because currently it's not contrasting, right? Which is fine, right? Because you can do that, because you can want it to focus on the model. But yeah, just that would be my only thing. Like, you just want to warm that concrete just a bit. But yeah, it can be a stylistic choice. It's totally okay too. Alright, shall we move on?
Yeah, right.
Alright, so next up we've got Member Monday. So I did a quicker Member Monday than usual. It's Member Monday, hashtag Member Monday. So what makes a digital place? Like the place and stuff. It's you. It's you, silly. So let's join together and welcome our newest member.
Welcome. And Justin says, welcome to the WAYPN, hashtag KTBW.
Keep those brushes wet,
which I never knew what that was.
Well, see, like, because when I saw him,
that people
like that. I was like, I always imagined him throwing up gang signs. Like what's it called? Be positive.
Yeah. But I think from now on, I would like to, whenever I do a Whip Wednesday post, put the KTBW there because that's specific to us, right? And then like Whip Wednesday is inclusive of every other Whip Wednesday post out there on Facebook. So I think if we put this one there, it'll be more focused to our ones as well.
Okay.
For searching purposes, anyway.
All right. So next up, we have myself. So I've got to read. The experiment has finished, and the client chose the analogous style.
Before you continue, I want to do a Iskandar. Why my text so big? There you go. Done. You can continue now.
So Sunny has continued the experiment, so we will see more soon. So we will see more soon. The end result, and then the whole process. A whole lot of pictures coming up. So
yep.
this is how things looked.
There was meant to be one more test, which was the value shading.
Yes, but like, so we showed these to the client, right? And we're just like, all right, we're gonna and then we were like, all right, we'll do the value shading. The value shading is a lot closer to the GW original style. But you know, when we do this one, I think Sunny might be right. Like, it's the filter is like, it's just too powerful. And like, I think we're really gonna have to go for a transparent paint next time.
Yeah. So Evan really loves the red. So it's real pretty.
Well, Decimus, would you like to comment on any of these particular ones?
Yeah, I really like that arm. It's
yeah.
How did y'all do that?
It's analogous shading, so it's purple to red to orange. So I use Sigvald Burgundy in the crevices. So these are all contrasts.
Well, we can go and we can actually show the process.
Yeah,
so
which
this
will be
is
our next few posts, I think.
This is the various pictures of that arm. Now I'm going to skip through the other highlighted pictures to go to the process. Okay, so here we go. We start out with just, of course, the bare legs and arms and other things. My very terrible thing. So we just start off with black. Then we do a this is just a warm zenithal. So I use black and then German dark brown, which is browner than normal brown. Krim will tell you. And then
Boy is here as well.
Yes, and then we do just and then we just do a brown and then a light brown, and then this is not we are not making up this name. It's called random tan. Random tan, all right? And then just a pure white. And so yeah, this is
specifically random tan.
And then this is just us going through the process, because as you can see, there we leave a lot of the black there. Then we put on the brown. Then we put on the actual dark brown, not the German dark brown. And as you can see, a lot lighter, because it's like the German sense of humor, dark. Then we put on that. So this just gives us a bit of a base. And then we finally get to the white. And this is very different from a
regular zenithal of black to white, because it's really great for warm colors because it really maintains the warmth in the colors. But see, that was for the other experiments. For this one, we did do just the regular zenithal because we are going to do the pass of the colors. Right, and it's just going to be pure color. So that's how that one went. That's why that one's separate. So SMS doesn't have a purple. So purple is a created color, not a true color. So they've got magenta and violet. So I mixed those together to create a purple. So that essentially this is color math is what I'm showing you. So from the bottom,
I sprayed the purple. You'll see here with the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Guarana red or something.
Yeah, it's I think it's called Crimson Red.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And that's just that from the top. And then, so this was a combination of...
Marigold yellow.
With orange.
Orange, not the red?
It might have had... I'm not sure. I don't remember quite off the top of my head. But then, yeah, I just panel lined some of the other ones. But we will move on to... Okay, yep, that is... This is the Grimdark one, so I will go past that one. There's a lot of work in that one. Where I put on all the veins, and then...
This is the true red colouring.
That's the saturation rate.
Colouring, so we can skip that.
Yeah, I'm doing the skipping.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, look at those veins right there.
It.
Like that's when I'm doing it in the Grimdark style.
It was really nice until we put the red filter, and then it kind of.
Yeah, and then once.
You still kind of see through. To that,
yeah, and then you're like needs
nice.
more red, and then I put more red on it as requested. Do we not have the process pictures for the...
I think it might be in the next few posts.
Okay, alright. But yes, so there we go.
Yeah, but yeah, so I do a contrast over the airbrush work that he does. So if there's more pictures in the next one, I will try to explain that. There.
So now we have a strong kit.
Started doing a bit of highlighting and shading on the skin.
Okay.
I think it's a great set he's got here. Because this is exactly how you would...
Tricolor.
Tomato. That's the...
Tomato.
So yeah, but this is like the accurate colors of if you were doing the saturation.
If your tomato is this kind of orange, do not eat. It's obviously poison. Poison tomato.
This is a good way to do, what's it called? The saturation shading.
No, it's because the tomato is in orange.
Red orange.
Yeah, but it's not saturation shading. It's analogous.
But
it's actually going across two lines.
But take a look at the final result, right?
Yeah.
It's more that very nice, vibrant red like this one.
Yeah. I understand, but that's like you can't call it saturation shading when it goes into an orange.
Okay.
Alright, so next up we have Ryan.
That's the Nurgle Warband finished, and now on to the next project. Like it.
Well, what I do like is that he does like the overall picture, and then he like zooms into various locations so that we can have a good look. Oh, the skin looks so tortured. It looks fantastic.
That guy turned out really well. If you could go back to the previous fella.
Yeah.
I do think in your whips it turned out quite nice, but in this final picture here...
This guy?
Yeah, he just feels a little comical, I guess, because of the amount of red purple that's going throughout him. Feels a bit messy. Like, not as intentional as this fella here.
But I tell you what, I took a look at this one before the review, and I think the thing that looks absolutely fantastic on it is his green backpack. I think he's doing really fantastically well with all of the object source lighting.
Oh yeah.
And like, if you chose this head with this body, that is an absolutely fantastic choice, because see, notice he doesn't have the eye on this side.
Yeah, right.
And so that allows him to do all of that OSL without the eye interfering.
That's
right?
Clever. Maybe he didn't actually
like
realize it at the time, but like
like I'm saying, if this head was a choice, that is
very smart. Very good choice. Yeah.
And it's just so like it's little things like that which can really change a thing.
I really love how much definition the faces have, despite how chaotic the model is.
Yeah.
Which is a very lovely thing that you've done as well.
I think that, what I think is probably my favorite is the way that he does eyes, which draws the eye in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because, take a look at
really
how
focus
he's
on the face.
Yeah, well, take a look at how he's done these pictures, right? Which is with darker lighting, and you take a look at that, and the thing is with this, when you have that darker lighting, look how everything sort of blends in with one another.
But the eye and the OSL effects really
yeah, and
your
see,
attention.
And see, that's why I think he does the grimdark style very well.
Yeah, very effective to the point that we would say some of the best effective grimdark painting that we have seen on
I do think, however, that you could really make that skull absolutely pop, because that skull sort of blends into this. There's a real opportunity to push your values here.
Krim has something to say on this. This is such a good example of tabletop grimdark. What I mean is that it's not just brown slop, but it's readable even with so many minis. Exactly. Which is why I say what I say, that I think Ryan has some of the most effective use of the grimdark style. Like, you see Grimdark Compendium, it is very realistic, but it doesn't have that level of contrast.
I wouldn't say very realistic. I'd say very stylistic. And I think it looks fantastic, but I'd say that the real problem is that with a lot of the grimdark style is it's like the Eldar in the 40k books, style over substance.
Oh yeah.
And I think here you'll see it with this, because take a look at this, right? Nobody's going to say that, the way he's done the rest of this, that it isn't grimdark. But you take a look at that, and especially look at this lighting. See, this is I think...
Absolutely perfect.
Because if we put this into a black and white filter, right, it hits all of those top notes, because he hasn't just put a color filter on it. He's
and it's own. And if I could borrow the mouse, real quick.
Yeah.
And it's the crispiest and the brightest and closest to the flame, and it's all just fade, subtle light here, light here. It just hits. It looks as if it was lit by a real light source.
Yes.
It doesn't feel artificial at all, and it's so hard to get that balance with a OSL effect. So very well done.
And yeah, I see the comments, but we'll just go back to the top before we read them. I think the thing is with grimdark, it has a reputation, and it's not undeserved. Its reputation is, if you can't paint grimdark style. And see, the thing is, I think when you see paint jobs like this, it absolutely disproves it, because I think there's so much talent on show here, and I'd say this is the path towards showcase level grimdark. Because I'd easily call all of this character level, but there's with just a little pushing, right, you could push this up to showcase, no problem. But do you want to read out the things now while I run away so I can get a quick drink so that you can discuss the comments and what the people are saying?
I'll read extra slowly.
And well, you could also ask, Decimus and Go Boy what they think.
Right after. Okay, so Krim says, individual painting quality is better than tabletop though. Bear says, greeting everyone, Penguin is busy doing penguin things like only a boss level penguin can, so it's just me today. Aw. Right, okay, Krim. Yes, that's it. Perfect description. It's stylized grimdark. Yeah. I've seen how much goes into the grimdark style, and it's not easy either. Like, there's a lot of intention that goes into it. I think it's because the final result looks the way that it does that people just go, yeah, you know, if you don't have skill or like, you're not very good at painting, just do grimdark. But it's not necessarily easier to do grimdark style, from what I've observed. But yeah, so Decimus and Go Boy, what do you guys think of this?
Yeah, as Cal said, is like I really like how the eyes pop out. Like the one that's holding the staff, like his green eyes, that just looks.
Yeah. I'm just trying to zoom into that fella for you. Yeah, it's just very lovely. Very lovely eyes. And I think he also puts a good amount of... Oh, sorry, Go Boy, you were saying. It's just that you were so soft I didn't hear you.
No. I was saying that I like it.
I like it also.
See, Sunny's not saying that you're weak as a man. She's saying that you're soft, like a doughboy.
Ah!
We're just innocent men.
Isn't it normal? It's a normal man. Oh my goodness.
Alright, so next up, we have a not so innocent man, Tomas, because the amount of effort he puts into these projects is criminal. Criminal! Yeah, no. Do you know, Crim, that every time I type your name into the Discord, it wants it to spell check it to crime?
Yeah, well, it is one letter off crime.
Yeah.
If you commit the crime, do the Tim.
Alright. Ghost say, Bear is big, but Bear is also soft and fluffy.
Yeah, no, don't mess with the bears, people. Like, I don't know why people are like, oh, Australia's so dangerous. Have you seen what a grizzly bear does to people?
And mountain lions.
Yeah.
And coyotes.
Yeah, it's
and other things. Anyhow, Tomas, Iskander says, lock him up. Crim, accurate. Castellan is slowly moving forward. Here is a dry fit test of the desired pose before it'll fall into pieces, apparently. Oh, yeah. I do feel like, can I borrow the mouse again?
No.
I want the mouse, please.
No.
Yes.
Wait, you gotta tell me.
I need to borrow it. I can't say it. I need to show it. Gib.
I bet you could describe it.
Gib! Thank you. So, the knee, because he is facing forward, right? Mm-hmm. It kind of feels a little odd that the it's going this way. Like
it's because this thing right here, that can twist its whole waist.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then forget it. Because I thought like this knee could be facing towards the front a little bit more.
Yeah, no. So because it's a machine, like this part can like move roughly 180, either direction.
Okay. Cool beans.
So yeah.
Yeah, because it felt a little odd. A little too twisty, yeah?
Yeah, no, I think that's to accentuate the idea of the tightness.
Okay.
Alright, so next up we have...
Apparently Jack has seen a mountain lion in person. Quite terrifying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, like, the thing is that a mountain lion... Like, they don't call it a mountain lion because it's like... the joyous people of the mountain. It's because it's a freaking lion.
Yes, honey.
Minus beard. It's lion minus beard.
So a female lion?
Is he telling the truth or is he lying?
Righto. Okay, so we have our Chris Shah tried using a few different colors like the brownish tin metal plate and the blue fur here, as well as the magenta oil wash around the chaos star on the shield, as well as in the bronze bits. That magenta is looking real nice.
Yeah, so he used the magenta wash in the Chaos Star itself.
Oh yeah, it really looks like flesh, like a shield made of flesh. Is that what he's going for?
I don't think it is, but I think if he pushed it a bit, it could be.
Yeah, because it kind of feels like a flesh shield.
I wouldn't call it a flesh shield. It feels like a shield where, like, you know how you put leather over a shield?
Yeah.
It feels like that, but for skin.
Yeah.
I reckon if you did some vein work or something like that, it could look like that.
I think it's fine as is because I read it as a skin, right? And if he was going for skin, then I think it affects.
Well, so like the thing is, it didn't automatically read for skin as for me. Like I was sort of like, stone question mark, you know, and so like I think you might want a bit more intentionality with that. I think that the cape comes across good though. Sorry, I shouldn't say the cape. I should say the fur on the cape.
Yeah,
comes across very nice. I think that your magenta's always nice. You know. It works. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't like when I say there's nothing wrong with it. I think it looks like all of the rest of your magenta capes, right?
Yeah.
As for the brass and him trying that out, honestly, when I look at the brass, I'm just like, yep, that's brass. Yeah.
Was it bronze? He said bronze.
Brass, yeah. Bronze. You know, like I didn't look at it and go, oh, wow, that's something new. There's something different. I just went, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like bronze.
Yeah.
Well done on that.
But I do think with the hair, you should probably push it one way or the other. Because values-wise, it very much matches the cape. And also, it doesn't...
I think he's going for, like, black hair with those sort of white streaks in it. Because I think it looks quite nice, actually.
Well, like, because the problem is it doesn't look like hair compared to the fur.
I disagree. Because of the long strokes that he's done there, it does feel a lot more like hair than fur. But I do agree that it doesn't quite contrast well enough that you can't really identify it as hair until you, like, look closely.
Yeah, so for me, I'd want some of those Maybelline shines. And I'd also probably want the hair to either be lighter or darker, just so that you got that value contrast.
Yeah.
Because especially when it's against the steel.
I think something that's causing a little bit of problem here is also the horns. The problem is that the horns is also the same sort of color as the fur.
Yeah.
So, I didn't even read that as horns until I saw the side profile here. I was like, oh, there's horns on the head.
I read it as horns pretty quickly, but mind you... Like, you're not coming at it from as much a Warhammer perspective. For me, I'm like, Chaos model, here, horn.
Yeah. So I think if you made that horn like a traditional horn, or like you did it like a bone to brown to black transition like they do with some of them, I think that will help frame the hair and bring attention to the hair a bit better. My thoughts anyway.
All right, let us move on. It's us. So this is somebody else has to read out all of these words.
Hashtag Whip Wednesday. Scars for the Scarberry.
Hold on, doing the reader.
Anyway, chuffed. The word of the day is chuffed, my guy. Chest skin complete. I thoroughly enjoyed doing a scar tissue effect for Scarbrand, considering his lore is that he was so beaten up by Khorne that he never quite recovered. And of course, if he's going to be named Scarbrand, we really need to make Scars his brand, you know? But the analogous painting scheme that the kind confirmed amongst our tests really worked out for this too. I'm very happy that for every showcase commission, I am able to somewhat recreate a miniature reference that I saved on Pinterest. Makes me feel like I'm leveling up.
Okay, so run us through what you're doing here.
So I start with my basic go-to flesh colors.
Okay.
So I've got succubus flesh, and I have what is the other one? Rosy Flesh. Yeah, and I have white. So the reason I use Rosy Flesh and white mixed together is because if I just used white purely, it will be too stark once I put on the contrast paints. So the peach is close to a warm color, right? It's got red in it. So it will sort of make it feel a bit more natural, less harsh once we put the contrast paints over and maintain those warm colors. So we start off by
because that looks quite stark right there.
Right there, yeah. But in the actual real life, it is a bit more put back, like laid back. What's the word I'm looking for, honey? Like muted, I guess.
Yeah, muted.
So we start off with the succubus flesh and we draw some basic shapes. So all I'm doing in the very first step is just drawing ovals and circles next to each other in the rough sort of length and breadth that I want it. And after that, I go in with the rosy flesh over top and sort of makes lots of C shapes to create that sort of tapering off that scarring would have. It tapers off into sharp points towards the edges of the scar. And then I use the rosy flesh mixed with white over the highest points of that particular scarring effect. And then next we go. So this is basically all the scar work done and complete.
And just so people know, the reason why we have blue tack on these various points is so that we have fresh contact points, so that when you glue, it glues more easily.
Yep, so this is all the different scar works that I've done there. If we could go back to the last picture and I could borrow the mouse. At some points, I think certain parts of the scar, it sort of blends in and it needs to be pushed a bit more. So I mix succubus flesh with a bit of black to create the extra dark areas here like that. So it helps to just push the contrast. Because you're using contrast paint over top these sorts of things. And contrast paint, the new ones, such as single pigment ones, they can be very opaque and you need to really thin it down or else all the underwork will just disappear.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're doing underlayer work like this to set yourself up, you really need to increase the contrast as much as possible, which is why I push really dark darks to really bright brights. Okay, so this is just more angles. There's the final piece.
Yeah.
And these are the colors that we're using. So I have Black Templar, Sigval Burgundy, Val Red, and some Chimera red, orange, and yellows.
And you use this in combination with the contrast mix medium, right?
Yes. At a later point in time, I decided that was a good thing to do. So here we start off by, if I could borrow the mouse. So first, I use Sigvald Burgundy mixed with a little bit of black and just do the shadow just around the edge here. And then I use the Bal Red, very thinned down, like super thin, and I just sort of wash it over the top. While it's still wet, they will blend together. While it's still wet, I put on the Chimera Red, and I thin that down as thinly as possible and just go dab, 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 dab here and there. And then I dab a bit of orange over the top as well for the highest point, so it has that gradient effect. And we let that dry. After it's dry, I reestablish. Like you can see that it's kind of lost a little bit of that,
the vibrancy,
the basically the definition. Like you see there's quite a fair bit of definition here, and now it's like very faded off. So I just reestablished the highlights once again with that rosy flesh and white mix, and then I mix the yellow and the orange to just go over top to really push. That is the final piece. And that's basically how I do the entire thing.
I'm really disappointed that when I tested because I think when you tested it with the blue tack on.
Yeah.
But I'm really disappointed that this bit is mostly covered up by the chest plate.
In fact, all of it is covered up by the chest plate.
Not all of it, but a lot. A lot is.
No, because today you put it on.
Yeah.
And I saw that the whole the chest pack is gone. covered up. It was very annoying because that was like my favorite part of the scar.
Yeah, I think that this is your best bit of the scar work. Because I think it's also the largest surface, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, all of these other surfaces, there's a lot more curvature and, like, less actual surface for you to work with.
It's my fault. I feel like every commission job, even though I've learned this lesson many times, I keep forgetting to go back to the original reference picture on the GW website to see what areas are covered by other pieces, and to just avoid doing extra work on those areas that will be covered up.
Well, alright, everybody take note, get out your pens and pencils. Alright, go boy, do you have your pen and pencil?
I have.
Get your pen and pencil. Okay, so pen and pencil. Alright, Decimus, pen and pencil. Alright, everybody, pen and pencil. Alright, I am going to compliment Games Workshop. Okay?
Hang on. Let me get my my audio recorder out. Let me we need to have evidence of this.
Yeah, evidence.
All right.
Gasp.
So the thing is, this is actually a with the octopus. This is actually a really well designed model in the way that it is both assembled and the way that you can use it, because this guy can be used in multiple ways. So you can have him as just completely bare-chested, right? You can have him as with his armor plate with a shoulder joint, right? And a skull there, or just with the shoulder plate. You could have it so that he doesn't have the armor braces on, or he does, and you could have it so that he could also have his knee braces on or off, right? So the reason why this is so important, right, is because somebody could do all this work. Because the thing is, why have all of this stuff right there? Because you can have him done up in different ways. And see, the reason why I think this particular style of analogous painting will be so good is because I think it's finished last week. So I'll just claw it out of the archives, and I will show you. So look at that level of brightness there, and then oh god, I've got to wheel so much further back because we've got all of our works in progress here. Come on, man! We don't have that much time. All right. Because this right here is just so dark. So just imagine this next to that, and you're going to have, it's going to have just such contrast.
I like that in the final effect it looked quite ethereal, which is fitting because it's a greater demon. I think it looks quite nice.
It's the greatest demon.
The greatest.
They sorted it Angron the same way.
Did they? That's cool. I don't.
Yeah.
I have not played around with the Angron. All right.
Yeah, so you can leave his shoulder pads and the chest plate off.
Oh, cool.
Nice. It kind of makes me a little upset because, like, with all this work, a bare-chested Scarbrain would be quite nice.
All right. Next up, we got Julian.
Okay. Hello, just started painting and got this as my first model painted. Pretty happy with how it turned out, but it's left me with a question about color schemes. I'm planning on having 2 components to my army. One in blue and silver will be the primary holding element, while the one in red and gold will be the flanking element with Farsight. While these primary schemes are perfectly fine, it has left me with a bit of a conundrum about some of the other components. Flamers, plasma rifles, and such are often done in the opposite color for contrast. But with having both red and blue and going for the tech of the Tau, it puts me in a tough spot. Having the two different kinds have different types of flames also make it appear a bit too cartoonish as inversions of each other. Any advice on ways to do this? Green?
The green.
Well, I would say cyan is also a good option because it's like, it's a very different blue to this. You still have that contrast.
I would go, no. So, look, what you have right here is like a deep or navy blue with desaturated highlights. So when we talk about desaturated, what we're talking about is rather than going along a saturation scale,
like more vibrant.
Yeah, you have chosen a value scale. Now there's nothing wrong with that, right? With like, this is art math, essentially, is what we're talking about here, right? So you take a look at this, right? Now this will show up very nice if you turn it into black and white, because you'll be able to see like the darkness of those things, right? But also remember that your steel is just essentially another blue as far as the things read, right? So when it comes to all of this, this thing will look very monochromatic, right? So that's something to keep in mind, right? When it comes to that, what I think you should look at is, I do believe there's a color called Gorse Blaster Green. I'll see if I can find it. Gorse Blast. Oh, sorry, not Plaster. Blaster Green gas blaster. No. Gorse.
Gorgrunter fur.
No,
it's Ghostbuster Green.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The GW paint.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I got it.
Gorse blaster.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
So, Edge is what they used to be called. They're no longer called Edge, right? But this has a much better, like, this is more how it looks than this picture here. See, it's this very pastel, very super bright color. And so that's where you should go. So, I think...
what do you think of Briar Queen blue?
No, so the reason...
Because it's a similar looking.
So you see here...
Oh yeah, it's a very minty green.
Yeah, it's a very minty green, right? And that will contrast well against both here, this... and your other thing. So, tip number 2, I really like how you've done this gouge in here. But what you want to do is you want to darken one side. So you see along here, just draw a black line along there, and just see how you got the steel up here. Find your brighter steel and just draw a line up the top, and that will just absolutely pop. Because, yeah, like, this is a fantastic start. And we can see that you're putting in a lot of effort into this, right? And that's the big thing. The other thing is, you want a unifying element for all of your eyes, right? Because, remember, eyes are the windows to the soul, right? Eyes are how your people see the world, right? Do they see them through a lens of rage? Do they see, like, are they green with envy? Like, how do they see the world? So remember, whatever color you choose, just like with the plasma, try and make sure that it's complementary for both. But yeah, so take a look at that there, right? I'd look... Now, remember, we are not brand loyalists. if you just want to go here,
they've got
8-4.
That Reddit post right next to it.
Yeah.
As an equivalent in the Army Painter range.
Yeah. So, like, the big thing is...
As long as you have this particular green. It's
yeah.
It
well, like,
that's
that's more the aim, right?
Yeah.
You're going for a desaturated minty green, right, to contrast your blue, right, and to contrast your red. That's where I would go.
It's like a good in-between, because green will contrast very well with red. It's the opposite on the color wheel.
Mm-hmm. But also, it should contrast this because of the depth of its color.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're contrasting with values on one side and with color on the other.
Yeah.
Alright, I hope that helps, Julian.
Alright.
Alright, next up, we've got John. Gas. Gotta give it the gas tonight.
Put in some work over the weekend on my Lord of Plagues. I'm sure there's a lot I could still do, but I think he's come along well. I know the base looks off, but some are going to have nice bases and others corrupt one. This guy's on the nice side.
Yeah, okay, so I don't think there's anything wrong with the base.
The base looks quite nice, in fact.
Yeah, it does look quite nice.
I do think it blends in a bit too much with your armor, though, because you've got a lovely sort of natural green on the armor, and then it's the same green on the grasses that you've used there as well.
Yeah, you might want to desaturate the green near that, or like make this green more vibrant, one or the other. So I see what you're doing with the
rust.
Well, I was thinking more the true metallic metal and the rust. Look, I'm not having a go at that, because I think this is very difficult to have both of these on the same surface. So, like, I think it could be better, but the problem is I'm not in a position to tell you how.
I think the issue is that you've placed so much of it on that sort of central position. I think if you focused it towards the edges or something.
I don't think it's about, amount. I think that it's just really, really hard to do. Like, I think that up here the rust looks a lot better, especially like in here and along there where it's got that depth. I think that looks good.
Yeah, because this one doesn't have a lot of depth on the blade, because the colors are competing a lot. So you've got saturation in the blade, and you've got saturation in the rust as well. And the complementary colors on the color wheel. So you've got a very high contrast, but to the point that it's blending together.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to get at with like how much of it you've used.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But I do think that this helmet is chef's kiss.
Oh, very lovely helmet.
Yeah, like.
I think it reminds me of the kind of copper or like bronze helmet that Zumikito Miniatures would do. Like, I think he's done a similar.
I think, John, like, understand this. You set yourself a very difficult task, right? You're showing off some really strong, like. You've set yourself a difficult task, and like, I don't think that you're quite there, at least yet. The issue is, right, that when you're trying to match these sorts of styles, you're going to have a lot of trouble, and every sort of minor issue you have, what you've done is you've tried to clean a clean house.
Ah, okay.
You know, when I'm sure you guys know it, like when you like power wash an area, and then everything doesn't look as clean because you power wash that area, and you're like, oh, does this mean I have do I have to power wash everything because this will take forever because of that. Just like that's essentially what's going down here, right? Like you've just set yourself a very high bar, and I don't think you're quite meeting it. And I'm not trying to have a go or anything because I think it is quite difficult. But I don't want to be I don't want to blow smoke, because I think that you are doing a lot of things really well. Like, I think that this blade looks quite nice when I look at the non-metallic metal. But then when I look at the rust, I'm like, if each individual element was there, I think I'd like either. Right? If this was just like true metallic metal, and then you, I don't know, put a rust effect on or something, I think I'd like both. Or like if this was a true metallic metal and then you put this painted rust on, I'd be like, oh, that looks very nice. And it just makes things a little more difficult. But there are some easy things, like I do think you can just put some contrast in here, or, you know, some wash to just deepen that. But yeah.
I think why that method would work better if you use a true metallic base with this painted on rust effects, because you have the contrast of kind. You've got the shininess of the metallics, and then you've got the matteness of the rust over the top. And it just makes sense in your brain.
Well, I think because, like I said, on the armor, it looks much better than on here. And yeah, I just think,
because the colors are conflicting a bit much. If you could go to the back of the model as well.
Okay.
Some more. You see how the verdigreased part? Oh no, sorry, that's also the steel.
Yeah, that's also steel.
Forget it. Sorry, it's my bad. We can move on.
Okay.
I thought he was trying to go for verdigrease, because that's normally what we do. We sometimes do the verdigrease and the rust.
All right, we will move on. Maybe. There we go.
There be peoples. Jack, who runs Bartertown?
Jack? No.
More dark reddish brown on the rust is what Iskandar is recommending.
Yeah, no, probably. So it depends which Bartertown we're talking about and which franchise, because I think in Overwatch it was the Junk Queen and then Junker Jack. What's his name? There's Roadhog. Is it just Jack? Junkrat. Yeah, Junkrat is Jack, right, though? That's his real name?
Junkrat Rack. Jack.
Good question.
So I think he took over after he stole her gold.
Jameson is his name.
Okay. But yeah, so I don't know who runs Bartertown. We don't know which Bartertown we're talking about.
Anyway, Tomas. I hope so, detail work like cast/rolled steel texture,
Jesus Christ.
Flame cut marks and welding beads done. Tomorrow the polystyrene rods should finally arrive, so I'll be able to make custom legs actuators needed for more dynamic pose.
Frog me. Like, look at this.
What is that? Like Scalpy? What is it?
No, it's the welding mark.
Yeah, no, but what did he use to make it is what I'm saying.
I think that's, the one
Mad Max was what I was referring to.
Oh, okay, yes. Because there's many Bartertowns.
Yeah, sorry, go.
So, you know the putty we have? The Vallejo putty?
This doesn't look like Vallejo putty.
No, I think he's just using a different brand that is similar to the Vallejo putty.
Okay. Well, it looks amazing.
Yeah, well, because you can do welding beads very easily with, those tube putties, because you just do boop, 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 just a little squeeze each time.
Yeah.
And it looks like welding. It's It's fantastic work, man.
Really love whenever he does that sort of cast iron texture because it really looks good when he does all that.
I think what a lot of people on here do really well is hybrid paint styles.
Ooh.
Like, because I think like Jack does a good Grimdark, but I think Tomas does like a good, more standard stylized one. But I think, yeah. Alright, shall we move on to Peter?
Peter, been playing around with some random techniques to paint up my Vespid. Happy with how the bug carapace or body turned out. Still not sure if I want the wings to remain as they are or if I should do a varnish to make them glossy though.
I really like the way that he's done the wings.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting.
But I think like I have a very strong level of bias. So if we can bring in the Calidus crew and get you guys to comment on what you think of his style, you know, with the different thingamybobs and such.
That's you guys in the Discord.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Yes!
What are we doing?
Just give your comments on this guy.
Not the bad, the good, the size.
What do you think of the style?
The wings, actually.
Yeah.
The wings really stand out to me among everything else, just because of the fact that, like, and I don't know if it's because the picture I'm looking at's blurry because my internet is interneting.
I see.
But it does feel like insectoid wings when you look at them.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like they have that bit of a
iridescence,
pearlescent kind of look to them.
Yeah.
Let me actually get the picture up on the Facey Books. Here we go. Yeah. I really like how the shine on the wings. I think it looks like the actual like insectoid parts are very glossy but flat almost. Like they
I think
hit with a shade.
Satin?
I think that they're a color shift.
Are they?
Yeah, because like
it looks like a candy metal.
Yeah, but see, we've used color shift before,
yeah.
And when we've noticed that when we photograph the color shift, like it never comes through.
Yeah, SMS likes to complain on our videos whenever we mention them, saying that if you use their products on a larger surface, the color shift will show better.
Yeah.
And like if it's on a smaller surface, it may not show as well.
It does, but like it only really shows when you're in motion.
Yeah. Like very specific angles will you be able to capture it.
Yeah, because we can see here it's more purplish along up here, but over here we see like a slight more where is it like a bit more of a blue hue and stuff. So I think that it's like that's my thought that it's a color shift, but I can't be certain.
I do think it's a very very clever choice to use that sort of like a metallic paint for the insectoid carapace. And then you contrast that with the wings, which were a manual quote-unquote iridescent effect. Another way to create iridescent effect is using an airbrush and doing very sharp angles of two different colors opposing directions.
Like we
did that with the Nurgle.
I'll see if I can bring that one up because
great unclean one. I think it's right here.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to see though, so I'll see if I can find it because you see it with this here we go. This is probably the best one to do it.
The best.
So like this is the way to do it manually. So like we spray from one direction the green, and then the other direction, the purple.
Yeah, and a lot of people did mistake it for a color shift when they saw the pictures, and it's like, no, actually, it's
it's manual.
Just flat paints, just done in a very sharp angle in the opposite directions. It gives that illusion. So you could do that too, but the problem is that with this wings, it doesn't have that level of depth. It's very flat, right? In the
I think it looks good.
It looks very nice, yeah, and I think it's different from how we approached our one.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think that you could go either way with either glossing it up or not glossing it up. I think it'll be fine even if you didn't gloss it. We actually that's what I'm saying.
We ended up did like satin varnish in ours.
Yeah, but didn't we? What did we do with
We did a regular zenithal prime on the wings to give the quote-unquote illusion of transparent wings. And then we use a pearl SMS, like a pearlescent one, a mother of pearl or something. I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
And put that over top so that it looks like iridescent wings, that you like real insect iridescent wings. And then I used Nuln Oil to do some spot washing, and then finally
I think we shouldn't have used Nuln Oil. I think we should have used an actual oil wash. But that's neither here nor there, because that's not about Peter's work. So I think really good work, Pete.
It's nice.
I will look forward to seeing more of your Duda guys. I do think that you can do some extra definition with the white, but white is always a difficult color, so I'm not going to give you a hard time.
I think you've done a pretty good with white effect here already.
Yeah. White is always difficult. So this...
I think the only thing with the white I'd say is maybe give it an edge highlight of pure, just so that it really
pops,
reads as white. Yeah, rather than like a more kind of lightish grey.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So just an update. So here is the face pretty much done. So I've got to do the gold on this side of the horns, but we sort of wanted to. Well, I did. I wanted to do this idea of a glow effect, as if like
the range, energy is like coming out through the horns.
But Sunny did the flesh work. I did the tongue and such, but I think, I'm pretty happy with it, and just like little details like the extra cuts on his horn and stuff, because he is really munted on this side. Yeah.
I feel very bad for Scarbrain.
Well, but it's because I told you about the law thing where Zinch is that's what Korn would want you to do, right? He'd want you to fight him.
Aren't you all about fighting the greatest battles?
Yeah.
The hardest fights, and shouldn't you just fight Korn himself? And he's like, that is the ethos.
Yeah, he's like, that makes sense. There's Korn, you dumb mofo.
Yeah. But I tried to give him a heavily scarred face as well. I did the same sort of.
Yeah. But I think also the way that you did the sort of blind eye, often his eye looks more like it's glowing.
Oh yeah.
But I think the way that you've done it there, it looks much more like a cataract sort of eye.
Yeah.
And so here, all I did was just the skull. All this has been done up, and this is true metallic metal, not non-metallic metal. These are just manual highlights, because you can do that with true metallic metal if you just, it's not hard. You just do true metallic metal like you do non-metallic metal, and it will look great. So this is sort of going along a similar line of the analogous shading, except I guess it's closer to saturation shading, because with his the ones in the actual website, so I'll just bring up the actual website. Warhammer to camp. Yeah, let's get there. They're like this sort of purplish color. Where are you, Mister? Oh, fuck off. Sorry.
It's great that you don't have to do the constant recapture stuff. I have to keep doing the recapture stuff.
That's because you're a fake person.
Am I a fake person?
Yeah.
Is it because I don't have VPN on?
It's because, like, you take a look at this, right? And, like, they've got it as red, but then, like, they have it as if they've done this sort of manual, like, glow effect over the steel. I'm like, but why, though?
Just like, it's their version of edge highlighting it to create a bit more contrast.
No. Look, see? There's the steel, right, and you can see they've done this sort of glow effect because, like, that's the edge of the steel and that sort of thing, but I
think it's the reflection, as it's trying to show the reflection of the red flesh onto the steel.
No, because then, like, there wouldn't be any red over here, right? They're trying to do... I don't know what they're doing.
Sometimes I'm very confused by the way they paint things.
Yeah. It does cause me issues. Just like the price tag, which is luckily covered up. Don't look at it. It will cause cancer. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how the horns and teeth came out. You know, I did it in the more natural style instead of their sort of like... I don't know what's going on with their one.
It's like a black to brown kind of thing. Like with the rest of the horns on the guy.
On the guy?
On his head. Like a black to brown bone transition. He just applied that same technique to everything that's bone.
Yeah, it just don't make a lot of sense. So yeah, I tried to do it more naturalistic, as if like it is alive. But what we want to do is a gore effect over the top of this. So I don't want to put too much work into this because the gore will be doing a lot of work.
So do you guys have any feedback or anything with the way it looks?
I think it's coming up really well so far, personally.
Thank you.
Like, I know the last week when we were talking about it, I was not a big fan of the analogous shading, just generally speaking. And I think the more that gets done, the more I like it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
In this case,
because it's very cartoony sort of thing. Is that the reason why?
I think it's more that I just didn't personally like it compared to the other the other tests that were done. I don't know, there was something about the analogous that made it feel like it was more of a kind of an OSL piece rather than it was the actual shading of it. I think I talked about that last week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I'll just bring up the image for context while you speak.
Yeah. But I think, like, you know, as it's actually gone, and, you know, the classic trust the process.
Yeah.
I think I've enjoyed it a lot more. Like, I think analogous was always my second, but I really liked the really grim dark, really the realistic grim dark style.
Wow, really?
Of it, yeah.
Krim was very against the grimdark one because he felt that one didn't really work for Korn guy. It would have worked great for Nurgle, but it just didn't fit the theme of a Korn.
Because I think we were talking it needed to be probably a bit more crimson than the flesh, because I think even here it still looks a bit fleshy, but there's something about it that's both unsettling and very hyper real about it.
Yeah, agree.
It makes me uncomfortable in the right ways.
Yeah,
for sure. I get what you're saying.
I feel like I'm looking at a demon.
Yeah. It feels unreal.
You know what I would like to? I know what I like to try is later. I want to try using my homemade Chimera contrast and just blend it over the highest points of the grimdark skin to see if that'll bring a bit more reds into it.
Oh, this is so unfocused, but like I feel like that angle would have done it Well, let's see if this one brings it up. Like, because I feel like the final pass really hurt it, because like before we got to the final hurdle, I think Sunny was right in that. Is this the final one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I think this is the final one before we put the filter over it. Like, because it does feel like this sort of really sickly wrong skin, you know? And I think like that's why I really liked it. Because, yeah. But, you know, like, here's the one thing that I think a lot of people don't realize when it comes to commission painting, right? You are a servant, right? Your opinion, right? Like, the client is always right in matters of taste, right? And I think a lot of people are ego driven. What?
Good.
Yeah, a lot of people are ego driven. They're like, oh, I gotta show my talent, my ability, all of that sort
of. Or like
of...
my conceptual thinking and artistic knowledge, and that can be fine. But, you know, if it's not what the client wants, then what's the point of them hiring you to make
exactly.
a piece?
Because like the thing is, right, that is so egotistical when you think about it, right? You when it comes to commission work, your idea, right, is to make your client's dreams become reality. You are completely secondary, right? And I think a lot of people forget that when it comes to commission work. I think a lot of people forget that when it comes to work, right? That you are a servant. And, like, I think a lot of people have a lot of ego around their work. And it's just like, no, you're doing something for somebody, right? That's the goal. All right, let us move on. So next up, we've got Liam.
Yep, some more touch up on the minis, plus something resembling progress. Naked eyes and a Tiffany lamp on a ledge a few feet up are not the most conducive to not missing spots. Alas, all I can do for now is double check my work.
Well, Liam, what I'm going to say is this, right? Invest in your lighting then, my dude. Like, you have identified a problem, okay? And you've seen that it's causing you issues when it comes to your painting, right? Like, I want you to be as ruthless with yourself as you would be with somebody else if you were trying to help them. Right? So just consider that, and we're just gonna move on, because I think you know your error, you know what you need to do, so do it. Alright, Sunny, can you just read out this and then we'll talk about this for a bit?
Chris Shaw. My project for the next week had to build up a small hill because I assembled it leaning backwards, used some aluminum foil to texture the milliput.
Alright, so it's interesting. I think these are 3D printed parts. I can't be certain, but that's how it looks like to me. What do you reckon, guys?
They look like they're the resin color bits from like a like a resin printer.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
You are, but that's a different story entirely.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Okay, all right. That's fair. All right, I'll give you that one.
Normal man.
Just normal man. Innocent men.
Innocent men.
But yeah, it's looking good. Like when I look at the way that you put it all together, I don't look at it and I'm like, oh, that looks so wrong. I'm just like, it looks like a guy, looks like a dude, you know. Like that's the thing. That's no problem, Al. But yeah, like, so just on that feedback. When talking about that, right? Here's the thing. You gotta think about yourself as somebody who you are trying to help, or think about yourself in the same way that you would think about your pet, right? Because I think, especially as men, like. I've noticed, yeah. Well, no, but being more serious, I think that we're very bad at treating ourselves kindly. I think that we're very bad at treating ourselves fair. Because when it comes to things, right, either we're too easy on ourselves or too harsh on ourselves. There's never like a sort of adequate middle ground, right? Like. If you noticed that your cat was getting overweight, you're like, hey fatty, that's enough. You know, you can't be eating all the time. I'm gonna have to cut back on your food, right? But when it comes to yourself, you're either like, I'm the most disgusting human being that's ever existed, or like. Well, look, you're having a hard time at work. Of course, you like. It's fine to eat 2 pounds of ice cream a day. Like there's never usually an in between. So yeah, just think of yourself in that way. You've identified a problem. I think that you must try and find that solution now, because what we're about here is about being honest. Like. I feel so bad about my feedback with John Gass, but like you have to be honest, because the payment always comes due, right? If you're not honest with people, if you're not honest with yourself, it's always going to bite you at some point later on, you know? Well, that's my opinion anyway, but I've seen it play out time and again, so I don't think it's so much an opinion but reality. But since we're just normal men, let's talk about Zelda. Or is it Link? Or is it Zelda? Because here it is correct to have adequate levels of confusion. So
I think we'll call it Zing.
That's terrible. That's the worst.
But it works. It works. Too well.
Yeah, I think you've done really well here, Joseph, because like you have beaten the one thing that you usually have an issue with, which is the googly eyes. Like, I'd say that they just look like normal, regular-ass anime-style eyes. I look at this, I like it. I don't think there's anything here where I'm like, okay, that really needs a lot of fixing. I think, like, everything looks good here. Like, you have hit your goal of Tabletop Plus. Like, because we have talked about this before. Yeah, I look at that. All of that's good. I do feel, however, that you're getting a bit of grain. I think that might be coming from the airbrush. Because I don't think you're dry brushing. I think you might be dry brushing down here, but that's okay for like stone and stuff. But with this skin, it's just not as smooth. Can can you guys see that same level of grain in here and such? Like in the...
It almost looks like a dry brush that has the paint too dry and leaves that really chalky finish to it.
Yeah, but I don't think he is dry brushing because you can see like the highlights are quite smooth. So I think it's airbrushing that's sort of gone awry.
A bit of texture.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think it needs a little bit more glazing. Might help with that.
So Iskander, to which are you saying that?
I think for that maybe.
Oh, well, because just so you know, Iskander, when it comes to these bases, these are thematic bases. Like, they are in the Kingdom Death sort of... what would I call it? Land?
Yeah, and the Kingdom Death land has a lot of, like, stone faces all over it, so it's got that sort of stone look, but that's like a desert thing that he's going for.
Yeah, like I'm looking at a lot of these and I'm thinking the exact same things. Like, it does look like you've got a bit of texture in here. I think all of them are looking good. Like, you're hitting that tabletop plus. I do like the way that he's done the gathering ones. You know how in Kingdom Death you can gather the acanthus?
Yeah.
I think that looks really good, the way that he's done it. Like, such strong contrast. Yeah, because let's take a look here.
Iskander says a little red dust would be fine on the themed base.
Yeah, okay, so just so you know, Iskander, like, it's meant to be like Berserk. You know how in Berserk it's all red, but essentially in this it's all cream sort of coloured. So, like, it's meant to feel supernatural. So that's sort of just part of the theme. That's something that he has to work with. Yeah, so I think that all of them look good. I think that Link/Zelda, the only time that you are allowed to be confused by such a thing. Imagine if they made a female Zelda.
But Zelda is female.
That's why I'm laughing. Because, like, never mind. I won't go into it. I won't cause problems. We will just move on to
Any consolation, Andy. They made a female Link.
Yeah.
I wish I was lying.
I'm not lying. Right.
I ain't calling you a truther.
Alright, we got Andy. Work this evening. Doing some more refinement on the Demon Hunter bust. Trying to add some hair highlights and black lining. And making a start on this fairy that a friend bought me. The plan is to make the wings a bit more monarch butterfly wings. And that's as much of a plan as I have. Oh. I really like the way this one's turned out, Andy. I mean, look at the eyes.
I think he's done really good work with the
skin. Yeah. Yes, I would say this is some of your best work yet, my man. Look at the hair. You tried to do a bit of that Maybelline thing going on. Give a clap.
I think that this is mostly from, like, sort of contrast and stuff, right?
Righto.
But, like,
I could have borrowed the mouse, just sorry.
What? Stop stealing my mouse! What? What do you need?
Give me the mouse! I don't ask for the mouse unless it's necessary. You know this. Kid. So with the light, right, with this picture is a great example. So you see this area here, this area, all this here, where the light naturally hits the model and reflects. Just put a little bit of, like, that bright pink just trace over these shapes of the highest highlights, and it would look so good. Do it, Andy. Do it.
So I wanted to go back to the Demon Huntress, and so I think the gem is looking great.
Yeah.
So I like the way that he has done the green highlights. I think that he could, I'm not going to get you to push further than this, but I do think that you could put like highlights on top of those highlights. I know it does sound ridiculous, right?
But it does add to the final effect.
Yeah,
it may feel a bit pedantic, but like the final look, it's really worth it. I think the last thing that I would recommend you to do is to just color her claws, her fingernails, whatever color you think it should be, like a bone, like a natural fingernail color, or a black, it doesn't matter. Just to give like a breaker. Right, like that's a different element on the hand.
Speaking of breakers, I think that what might be really good is, so like I look in here, right, and see down here just at like the bottom of her, like I guess boob window.
Cleavage?
No, so you see this little part where it's a bit wider?
Yeah.
I think that needs to be darkened, because I think that Andy's like done phenomenally with this piece, especially considering his past pieces. I think he's put a lot of work into this one to making it look good, and
I can see that sort of skill jump.
Yeah.
With the monarch butterfly fairy. So like I think he's like pushing himself, and then now you see basically you slept on it, your brain sort of processed all that pushing, and now it's come into a new evolution, and it's just so incredible to see it. I'm just blown away.
Well, see, yeah, so for me, I'm just about like, I want to comment on the obvious things, because like once it's gotten to where he wants to get it to, you know, like that's the important thing. But for me, I think he's really pushed himself, and I'm really proud of how far he's pushed himself, because I think this is one of his best pieces thus far, and I think he's getting better and better. Alright, shall we move on? Alright, so next up we've got John Gass.
Started working on the next Spearhead project, Seraphon. Going for a more realistic-ish look on this squad, still very much a whip, but let me know what y'all think.
Yeah, no, it's like looking at these guys, like I think this is like this sort of painterly style that he's been doing with the Nurgle fits this a lot better. You know, because
I really enjoy the color scheme too. Like, even though it's a more natural color scheme, everything is extremely readable and contrasts and complements each other very well. Like, nothing's fighting anything else.
Yeah, the only thing that I'll comment on is when it comes to these scratches and such, I think all of this looks great, but I just want to know, is this going to be the final color? Like, is it going to be a gray, or are you going to put like a green filter over it? Because like a lot of people will do like sort of jade obsidian, but the other part of it is if you're going to put a filter or a gloss over it, I think just giving just a little more depth to the scratches. I think that they're good, but you know, just black underneath, you know, some different depth of scratches, and I think you're good to go, because I really like what's here.
Yeah, so right now the scratches look very superficial. So if you put like a little thin black line underneath each of those light gray scratches, it'll look indented and a little bit more deep and battle worn. So that's what Cal is saying.
Yeah.
That's very well done, though.
I really like it, and if you use a very similar technique to what you've been using on that for here, and then just put the snakebite leather over it, because that's something that I often do. Like, I'm not sure if this is going to be wood or if it's going to be leather, right? That usually turns out for me.
Excellent study of a monochromatic scheme.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't really call it monochromatic because you've got
greys and stuff.
Well, because the greys are sort of almost blue toned. You know.
Maybe dual color scheme then.
Yeah, but I think Well, anyway, we will move on to RJ.
Okay, for RJ's piece, before you do further, could you bring up Iskandar's one piece model, because I want to reference that for this guy.
Okay.
I will read his very, very long text.
Okay, well, hopefully that will give me enough time to go and find the...
R.J. Warren. Eyeballs. Full stop. Probably some of my best eyeballs at this scale. Full stop. Posted 2 hours ago. Okay, great. Fabulous. So, I am still a little confused on this thing, right? So, take a look at how you've got that very clear division of the two skin tones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's take a look at Iskandar's piece. So, he's got pretty much the same type of skin tone going on, but how he sort of incorporated that OSL look is by having that sub-layer scattering of the red flesh show up in between the dark flesh and the bright flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this in-between
She
line...
keeps taking...
I need it! This in-between line here...
I should leave.
It needs that sort of reddish glow that... Oops, sorry. Is it this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That Iskandar's done here. So you see that's a very sort of reddish pink that's going in reddish pink, and then it goes into like the proper bright flesh. That's the sub-layer scattering.
I want to cry because you're mean to me. You keep taking my things.
Just turn it to the back side. It's a bit more obvious on the back. Ah, you see that? You see that, RJ? You see that very obvious sort of red, the blood right there, and then it goes into the bright flesh, and then the color of the sunlight or whatever over the top. So that's what we need to sort of bridge that gap there. That's mainly my comment for that guy. Unless you are going for that sort of autoimmune disease look, then no comment. But yeah.
Alright, so for me, I agree with Sunny. The thing that I'd mostly be looking at is angularity. Where is this hitting here? Okay, like that's the thing that I'd want to be doing, because I know that you have a certain way of doing where would you be when you have a flare up? Oh, yo, when you do this, your OSL effect, they always have a glow feel, and that's great, but like they don't have as much of a light feel, because you see how you got that harsh line there, right? Because I can see that sort of... Do you see that line?
Reddish, yeah.
That line that he's trying to paint?
Yeah.
So I think what he's trying to show is like this is light, and then there's complete darkness, right? Like, I think that's what's trying to be shown. But see, even with that, see how it hits the scar, right? Along here would be a lot brighter.
That's right.
So like, even if you're trying to show complete darkness, I don't think it shows it in the way that you want it to show it. So yeah,
and even the underside of the face will be lit a bit.
Yeah, but see, like, I can understand even if he's going for, like, an exaggerated effect. You know, like, oh, like, everywhere else is complete darkness, and it's only due to the fact that that it's an artistic interpretation that we get to see any color sort of thing, right? So I think, yeah, like, that's something to keep in mind. It might be like a completely artistic effect, but even if it is, like what Sunny's saying, you know, like, you see how you've got that line here, like right here, you'd still have that sublayer scattering, like she was saying, with here. You know, you'd see that underneath sort of thing. Like, it's not going to be as dramatic as this, because this is meant to be some sort of special power. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot closer to, where is it? No, yes, here. It's going to be a lot closer to, like, over here than it is anywhere over here. Like, I think this is good for light source, but that's going to be more like what it's going to be like, because this is a very intense glow, whereas that's more just
subtle.
Yeah. So I do think that his eyes are looking nice, because he was talking about the eyes.
Yeah.
I think, like, the problem is that when it comes to these models, they're closer to true scale than they are to heroic, so it makes it very difficult to do that sort of thing. But
which I think shows the skill there. Yeah, look at
that eye is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's very good that you've managed to achieve that level of detail for the archer in particular, because, like, the eye is everything with
an archer.
With an archer.
I think this might not be the best eye,
but it's still pretty good.
It's still pretty. So this one's very, very good. But do you see, like, it's trying to give directionality, right? But it feels a bit googly.
A little bit, but I do see what you're saying. But I think trying to fix it at this point will cause problems.
Yeah. My opinion is, ask the client how they feel about it. You know, like, if, like I said earlier, when it comes to this sort of thing, the client is king. You have no opinions. You have no ego. What the client says is what's important. All right. So let us move on to more RJ.
Oh, yeah. Haven't done much painting since Saturday, so been working on bases/diorama ideas. Nothing crazy or final, just more so something to keep me hobbying, even if it isn't painting.
Yeah, no, I totally get you, and we do have something that we want to do with RJ, but we have just gotten very busy, and life is doing a life attack, and it is
yet another struggle uphill.
Well, like, because I really like the idea of what I want to do with his stuff, but, like, it requires layering, right? And, like, that's the real issue, because, like, we've got putty and we've got 3D prints, and I'm gonna have to use, like, probably a combination of green and grey stuff to get the right level of plasticity that I want. And I'm like, alright, well, I want to do various imprints, but I want to be able to peel my mold away so that I'm not locked in. I'm like, all right, well, how am I meant to do that? And it's like, well, do I look at olive oil? Do I look at lube? Do I like how do I actually do that without it being just an absolute nightmare? Because like, well, you're gonna have to wash it off.
Sticky.
Yeah, and
sticky and hardens, and then it's just hard.
Yeah, but like if I use one of those other sort of things to make sure that it doesn't stick, that's going to make it more difficult to paint.
Yeah, because you got the oil residue.
Yeah, and it's like, and if I
wash it.
Yeah, and then if I wash it, that's also going to be a problem because like, is it going to like separate the pieces and then I got to glue it back together? So
I don't really understand that part because I don't really work with those products. You do.
Yeah. But I'd say these are all looking really interesting.
I really like the one at the back.
This one?
Yeah, it's got a lot of contrast and clarity with like the depth and the soil and the grass patch and the other grass patches. Is this supposed to be like the tall grass? Hiding the tall grass thing?
I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, well.
Baby powder, that works for green stuff.
Oh yeah.
Baby powder made out of babies?
No.
That's a
meme, isn't it?
Yeah, no. If Google was a man, and if Google was a guy, I think it's called.
Like a person or something.
No, because if Google was a guy, and it's an old college humor thing.
Yeah.
And it's just this guy.
That's quite funny. Anyway, we should probably
move on. Yes.
I do think the Easter Bunny, the horny Easter Bunny thing was quite interesting. So we'll see how.
Well, no more horniness. Now it is time.
Aha!
Now it is time for Penguin.
Still working on the African rebels. Did some highlighting and shading. I think it has come up really nice now that he has changed the color of the blouse to a different color from the vest. And it is coming up a really nice Penguin. Do not beat yourself up. I know you always take a look at Tomasa's stuff and you're like, oh, I'll never paint like him. It's like, this is great. This is coming up good. You are at this stage in your painting evolution. You're going the right direction. You're pushing yourself to apply all your really great knowledge from your scale modeling stuff to your models. Okay, moving from vehicles and land terrain to the actual models, and you're doing good. You're doing very well. So I would say keep it up.
Yes, but it is not finished, correct?
It is not finished.
Yeah, so that would be the big thing for me. Look at it that way, like you are moving in the right direction. Is there anything more that you would like to say?
No, I think, of course, the white shirt maybe a little bit more clean up with the shading. But I think he's using all the right shades and tones for it.
I think on the front more than the back. The back feels very sort of dirty. And not in like the sort of like it's stained way, but it just feels like it needs some smoothing.
Yeah. That's the smoothing, but the tones are all correct, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like I like the front. I think the front is a lot smoother.
Right, yeah. Shall we move on then?
Yes.
Oh, we got Larry.
Larry.
Did a little on Superman's base. Not much since I'm still not feeling well. Airbrushed some transparent grey over the floor since the white got messed up by the panel liner I did wrong. I'll just work back up to a near white instead and retouch the blue. Oh, okay. Yeah, see that.
I think, I think some of the times it is correct to make executive decisions as a painter, because I look at this and I know the comic book style and how it's like this, but I just think about how I would do this model and how I would just absolutely blow up some of these colors. Like even if I was doing that yellow right there, I'm not saying he's done anything wrong. He's trying to be really super like accurate to the spirit of the thing.
Jack say spray bottles are unfortunately not an alternative to an airbrush. You are correct. And Bear says Penguin did a good job. He is too hard on himself when it comes to his models.
Yeah. Well, like here's the thing, right?
I do think Bear probably sees a part of Penguin that we don't get to see.
Yes, I do. I agree, right? But like every artist is hard on themselves.
Yeah.
Like you guys see the best part of us. You don't see like myself tormenting myself over this paint job here.
Oh, like you don't see me going over like, that scar work is not as best as it could be.
Oh yeah, no, like
I hate it.
You covered up a lot of your scar work and just painted black, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why have you done this?
I did redo it again.
Yeah, I know you did, but my point is, right, saying like, don't think that we aren't hard on ourselves, because we certainly are. Because like, take a look at like, do we have a not upside down picture? No, we do not. I only have upside down. Like the vein work in this, I was so proud of it.
Yeah.
I was so happy with it, and you know, I just beat myself up relentlessly when it came to that, because when it comes to these sorts of things, you know, we think to ourselves, okay, who you know, like, who's going to pay us for this work? And like, that's why I'm a bit more harsh with Iskander than I am with some other people who are like, yeah, I'm doing this personally, and I'm like, yeah, well, you are and you're not, you know, because like, if you're a professional, right, you're going to be judged on a different standard, and
even your casual stuff will be judged on a different standard.
Yeah, there's
a certain expectation that comes with it.
I think there's. I'm gonna put up as a post. Our most recent short. It's not because it's relevant. How do I just
content? Go to content.
No. I just want to go straight to it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do we have a link? Details.
No. Yeah, there's the link, video link. The one's in blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just gonna put this up. It's not yet. Hashtag Talk Tuesday. But this has come up on the stream. So this, I think, is something that is good to sort of end with, guys. I would love to have your guys' feedback on this. Like, do you guys beat yourself up a lot when it comes to what you produce? Go boy, Decimus?
I think there's a specific reason why I keep posting my shit on a near frequent basis. And it is because I look at it and I'm like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
Validation. Tell me it doesn't.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Tell me it's not as bad as I think it is. I want to hear the word. He's just gone.
That's Go Boy's internal dialogue.
It's just go blah 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 blah.
Incoherent screaming.
I still don't know what he's saying.
What about you, Decimus? Do you beat yourself up when it comes to painting?
I will take that as a yes.
Justin is too busy beating himself up about his painting to respond.
Yeah.
So
it looks like shit. I can't believe I did this.
Yeah, no, it's just so.
Iskandar says nowadays I adopted the meh good enough attitude.
Yeah, but it is something that you have to cultivate. You know, it's not something where you can just sort of be like.
It does take years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest things that I learned about being an artist, because literally what we are doing is being artists, whether we will do it to play games or we do it to make like competition pieces.
Correct.
Is that you are never finished.
No, yeah.
There's no piece of art that has ever been created that has ever been finished. It is at a point where you look at it and you think, that's good enough.
Yeah,
like,
well,
I guarantee you, if Leonardo da Vinci was still alive and he went to the Louvre, even though he was stealing some jewels, he would look at the Mona Lisa as he walked out and he'd be like, damn, that looks like shit. I'm going to fix that and make it look better.
Well, he's very interesting because he's one of my inspirations when it comes to commissions. I'm not. He did the Sistine Chapel, correct?
Yep.
That was Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Right,
sorry,
right.
Michelangelo. Yeah. So Michelangelo has a great comment when it comes to that, right? So what happened was the church stopped paying him, and everybody was paid by the church back then, right? Because that's where patronage comes from. You know, you had your patron and blah blah, and almost everybody had the church backing them. And so one of his apprentices came in, and they're like, "Oh, they're not sending payment anymore," and he just put down his brush. And he's like, okay. Like, you got to be able to walk away. You got to be able to walk away. But because we're talking about it and because I think it's really important, I'm just going to play this and hopefully it will come up and it won't be a problem.
Be careful where you seek validation. The internet can be a dementing place.
If you feel like you suck, check yourself. Swap validation for 3 questions.
1. Does it read at 3 feet?
2. What 2 things should I fix first?
3. What's one thing I should keep?
Limit your feedback generic negative answers like
Skill issue.
Get good.
Learn how to paint, Lamau.
We have been commissioned to do a Warlord, Titan, Thunderhawk, and literally every single Greater Demon.
They throw these comments at us. They don't know what they're talking about. They're armchair quarterbacks.
We have free video critiques on Facebook, members one on Discord, and we even do one-on-one through Ko-Fi.
Just remember, be careful where you seek validation.
So, I was really happy with a lot of the comments on here, even the one which says, "Don't go to Facebook." Just
there are some pretty terrible ones. RJ can testify to it.
Oh yeah.
But I will say what Iskandar has mentioned here. One of the reasons I don't enter any painting competition is that I hate the pressure to be perfect.
Well, see, also, Iskandar, I don't want to enter competitions because also it can be harmful to you as a businessman.
Like, if you don't get gold or, like, place high enough,
yeah,
then that just tells people, like, oh, you're shit, essentially.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, there's all sorts of issues when it comes to this sort of thing. Because some people, right, they, what they do is they have all their mates vote for them. We've seen that many times. But yeah, like, just remember, guys, right, that when it comes to this sort of thing, right, you should treat yourself like a friend you're taking care of. You should treat yourself like a pet because, like I said earlier, you know, especially as men, we are really, really bad at treating ourselves fairly. And I think it's something important for us to remember that it's okay. It's okay to be harsh on yourself if it's fair. It's okay to be easy on yourself if it's fair. But the most important part of all of it is if it's fair. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And, as always, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
Yeah.